everyone, make rent more affordable and home ownership more affordable. Why would the federal government do it? You mean Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, the ones that gave us the housing crisis of 2008, that burst under George W. Bush, grow small businesses and invest in entrepreneurs? How is she going to grow small business? Why is she concerned about growing small business? Here's an idea for growing small business. Don't have any COVID lockdowns. That would really help. Take on bad actors and bring down costs. What does that even mean? Strengthen and bring down the cost of health care. You mean like Obamacare did? Unbelievable. Protect and strengthen Social Security and Medicare. I'd really like to do that. I don't know how you'll do that when you're spending money up the wazoo. As president, she'll fight to cut the taxes for more than 100 million working and middle-class Americans while lowering the cost of everyday needs like health care, housing, and groceries. This is impossible. She will bring together organized labor and workers, small business owners, entrepreneurs, and American companies to create good-paying jobs, grow the economy, ensure that Americans continue to lead the world. Guys, I was going to have a guest on today. Unfortunately, she got sick. I'll bring her back on later on in the week. But those price controls, I'll talk to you about how the USDA is already implementing plans to do just that and working on some things that are doing that with our farmers. Another thing, she says she wants to safeguard our fundamental freedoms. So Harris's fight for our future is also a fight for freedom. In this election, many fundamental freedoms are at stake. The freedom to make your own decisions about your own body without government interference. Now, it's not government interference when Democrats tell me that I should pay for you to kill your baby. That's not government interference. These people are just amazing. The freedom to love who you love openly and with pride. What business of yours is that? I mean, it's just crazy. And the freedom that unlocks all the others, the freedom to vote, ensure safety and justice for all. As a prosecutor, DA, and Attorney General, Kamala Harris has fought to ensure everyone has the right to safety, to dignity, and to justice. Is that why you supported Proposition 47 in California that ensures that there's going to be a lot more victims getting their heads beat in, or, clothing stores, or, retail stores, small businesses, small mom and pop shops that are getting robbed because people know that they can go in and steal $950 worth of stuff without any consequences whatsoever, which means they can steal even more because nobody's going to stop them because they know cops aren't coming. They know the cops aren't going to be called because people are just going to look and say, I don't know how much, I can't see if they have $950 worth. So who's going to call the cops? It's a waste of time. This lady has helped to destroy California, but she wants to ensure safety and justice for all when she doesn't even know. This is how to do it in California. This is a California radical. And Trump needs to paint her as that. She wants to keep America safe, secure, and prosperous. So she will never waver in defense of America's security and ideals. There's an open border. Borders are. As VP, she has confronted threats to our security, negotiated with foreign leaders. Who? Strengthen our allies, our alliances. You mean like Israel? And engage with our brave troops overseas. As Commander-in-Chief, she will ensure that the U.S. military remains the strongest, most lethal fighting force in the world, that we unleash the power of American innovation and win the competition for the 21st century, and that we strengthen, not abdicate, our global leadership. And VP Harris will fulfill our sacred obligation to care for our troops and their families, and will always honor their service and their sacrifice. So that's why you didn't show up to Arlington National Cemetery after you and Biden, your policies got our 13 servicemen and women killed in Afghanistan. You didn't bother to show up and then try to politicize Trump showing up when the families helped them to be there. This lady is complete and utter fraud. She's an utter disaster. Just real quick, let me get into this polling stuff and then we'll close it. We'll close it out. Just a reminder to please subscribe to the podcast wherever you go to get your podcast: Apple, Google, Spotify, YouTube, and Rumble. I wanted to play the video of Tyreek Hill. I think I'll wait for that. I wanted to give a take on that. But I'll wait. It'll still be there. I'm sure the situation isn't going anywhere, but I found that fascinating. But just for the sake on staying on task with Kamala Harris, I just kind of tell you what's going on out there, what to expect in the debates, what the polls are saying. But just real quickly, I want to show you how Politico is a left-wing rag. All right, let's be honest. But Harris's momentum has stalled, but not reversed. So it's stalled, but it's not reversed. Here's 5 takeaways from the latest polls. These people have a way with words. So it's stalled, but it's not reversed. So if her momentum has stalled, by definition, it's reversed because you're not staying in the same place in politics. That means the other side is gaining. So that means you're losing ground. But that's political. That's how they roll, and we should expect nothing less. So let's start with number one. 5 takeaways from the latest polls. Again, this is political. Kamala Harris's favorable rating on June 27th, the 39, her favorable rating was 39%. That was a Real Clear Politics average. On August 14th, 45%, now 48%. So her favorables have raised. And again, we saw that fake video at that Penzeys Spice Shop. And by the way, don't shop at Penzeys anymore. They're total bigots when it comes to half of the American family. All right, so 48%. So her favorables have gone up. This is a lady that's trying to bring joy to the United States of America, despite the fact that she and Biden have brought misery for 3.5 years. But it says here, Americans have rediscovered Harris after she ascended to the top of the ticket, but that rush of energy appears to have hit its limit for now. No, we didn't rediscover Kamala Harris. You guys have been lying. You guys rigged the nomination. I shouldn't say that they rigged it, but basically the party bosses, Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama, donors, George Clooney, all of these outside, people kind of rigged the nomination for Kamala Harris, helped her to get it. Biden as well. Eventually, he saw that the ship was going down, and he decided they didn't want Kamala Harris. Nancy Pelosi didn't, and Barack Obama. Neither one of them believed that they were ready she was ready for prime time, and they're right, by the way. But Biden wanted her to remain, so he endorsed her, and I think that was kind of a middle finger to Barack Obama and Nancy Pelosi. But on average, about as many voters have a favorable opinion of Harris as view her unfavorably. Far from overwhelming popularity, but not too bad for a political figure in these polarized times. All right, guys, they were expecting for her to be kicking Trump's butt. This lady has not shown her face. She's given one. It wasn't even an interview, that edited interview with Dana Bash. She had sat there for over 40 minutes. We only saw 16 or so minutes of it. Absolutely insane, and that didn't count. And she was vague, just like her website is vague. She said, it says here, it was notable that the New York Times Siena college poll, which broke today, showed both with near identical favorable, unfavorable ratings, 46% favorable and 51% unfavorable for Harris, 46% favorable, 52% unfavorable for Trump. If I'm on the left with all that they've done to try to destroy Donald Trump, from the fake investigations, the fake cases, the raided Mar-a-Lago, all of this negative media thrown at him. He's basically in the same position. It's a neck and neck race, which means Trump is gaining. That's what it means. I don't know if it means he's going to win, but looking at these polls, and Politico doesn't want to say it out loud to their people, it means that Trump is gaining an advantage. I'll say that. There's more risk and upside too for Harris in Tuesday's debate. 90% of voters in the poll said they pretty much know everything they need to know about Trump. Trump is a known quantity, where 71% said they know everything they need to know about Harris. That means her numbers could tick up or down depending on her performance, while Trump's are less likely to budge. All right, so this is the spin, and I get it. All right, Harris has a lot more to lose at the debate than Trump does, because Trump is a known quantity, and eventually Trump is going to keep going out on the trail. He's going to keep campaigning. He's going to keep reminding people of what he did while he was in office. Kamala Harris won't be, well, she'll try not to remind people, while Trump tries to remind people. But the way I heard Jessica Turlive of the 5 spin it is, there's more upside for Kamala Harris. She may well lose, but there's more upside because there's still a lot of people that are undecided about her. And I'm like, I don't know that that's a good thing. 60 days out, because now you're counting on, like she counted on that one interview. Now you're counting on like one debate. Is she's got to perform almost. I take that back. I was going to say, theoretically, she would have to perform perfectly in that debate, but no, she just has to do well enough. So Trump is going to have to be a decent man. Trump just has to be decent, and he has to be knowledgeable on policies, which we know he will be. Talking complete sentences, sometimes he doesn't finish his sentences. I don't know about you, but that annoys the crap out of me. And I think that he can, win the night. Okay, the next thing. Third-party vote share. The 2024 election once threatened to approach record levels of third-party voting, but that has fallen off a cliff following the Democratic candidate switch of Robert F. Kennedy's campaign. So July of 21, Kamala Harris stood at 12.2% points, for third-party share. As of August 14th, 7.1 points. All right, so her numbers are steadily declining. Now, 3 points without RFK Jr. in it. That's not good. I don't know how you spin that. Now, it says, now some polls like the New York Times, Siena College, don't even include Kennedy as an option for respondents. Kennedy ended his campaign and endorsed Trump, but he'll remain on the ballot in some states. He's off in Michigan and North Carolina, hopefully more, but he won those lawsuits, including potentially a couple battlegrounds. Of the 10 polls that currently comprise the Real Clear Politics average, only 3 included Kennedy. All right, so you don't need all of Kennedy's voters. You just need enough in the battleground states. Between increased satisfaction with the major party candidates and lesser-known options without the same level of ID as the scion of a famous political family, polls show sharply lower interest in third-party candidates. Yeah, but Kennedy was the only reason why Kennedy didn't perform as well, because the Democrats did everything they could to destroy him. All right, voter enthusiasm. Yeah, I think this is the fourth one. No. Is that only the third one? Voter enthusiasm. Democrats who are very enthusiastic, 72% say they are enthusiastic for Kamala Harris. For Republicans who are very enthusiastic, 69%. That's pretty close. So it says here, just as in the state polls last month, Democrats have caught Republicans on the enthusiasm gap after lagging badly behind when Biden was their candidate. All right, now the two parties are neck and neck on enthusiasm, as are the two candidates, equal shares of Harris, 63%. 63% of voters describe themselves as very enthusiastic about voting in the November election, in the poll from the Times. And again, even though this is better than Biden, Kamala Harris is doing better as far as enthusiasm is concerned with Biden. All that means is that people that didn't want to vote for Biden, that might sit it out, might not sit it out. But honestly, I'm not convinced that the enthusiasm will remain that high if she has a bad night tomorrow. Who is the best able to handle the economy? In July, Trump 52%, Harris 40%. Now is Trump 51%, Harris 43%. That's why this debate is so crucial. That's going to be a very important question. Trump should be able to smash that. He's got to tie her to this Biden-Harris economy. All right, if he doesn't, that'll be a big mistake on his part. Direction of the country. This is a huge one. On June 27th, 25% said the country was in the right direction. 65% said it was on the wrong track. As of August 14th, 65% still say that it's on the wrong track. 25% still say that it's in the right direction. Now 27% say right direction. Okay, I'm sorry. So now 27% say the country is going in the right direction. 63% it says it's on the wrong track. So those are still horrible numbers, and Trump needs to capitalize on that. So basically, here's what I've shown you. I've shown you the polls, at least from the left side political polling. But listen, I think for the most part, it's telling us a story. You know, they're trying to spin it the best that they can, but it shows us that this race is going to be close, or at least this race is close. But right now, what we're seeing is Trump starting to level all of the what's the media buzz. All of that stuff is waning for Kamala Harris, and I think the race is on after this debate tomorrow. Guys, listen, I appreciate you tuning in to this edition of the Carl Jackson Show podcast. Again, please subscribe to the podcast wherever you go to get your podcast. Check us out on all things social media at the Carl Jackson Show. Also, don't forget the t-shirts, Carl Jackson Show. What is it? CarlJacksonMerch.itemorder.com. Sorry, Carl Jackson Merch. It's in the description. Thank you, Gabe. All right, so Carl Jackson Merch at itemorder.com. Until next time, don't grow weary, doing good. God bless you guys.